Hello and welcome to the Gamers Table. It is Monday, and we're reviewing Thunderstone, Thornwood Siege expansion. Thornwood Siege is an expansion to the Thunderstone game line and requires either the Thunderstone basic game or the Dragonspire expansion to be playable. Any of the other expansions may also be included in the game. As of this printing, the Thunderstone expansions available are Wrath of the Elements and Doomgate Legion. Look for more exciting sets to follow. Right. They brought some new stuff for the village, new heroes, new monsters. But they've added, the big thing, they've added a new mechanic. And you know how Thunderstone plays? And you think, oh, well, what if they add a new mechanic that's going to screw up the game? I can't play my other stuff. No. This mechanic blends seamlessly with the game, and it doesn't interrupt flow at all. Two new terms have been introduced in this particular game. First one is Raid. And when a monster with the Raid keyword is revealed in the hole, as soon as you flip it over, you're the guy who flipped it over, it immediately happens. Which is kind of scary, and it can hit you with bad things, or stuff happens right away. It's kind of neat though, because it happens right away, which is a new mechanic, but it doesn't change the way Thunderstone is played, so it's not like all your old stuff becomes irrelevant. And the other one is stock. When a monster with stock is revealed in the hall, the active player receives a stock token based on what particular monster it is. And that can be stuff like gain a disease next turn. You're going to have to go to the dungeon next turn. You're going to lose 2 gold next turn. All sorts of things. Again, it seamlessly blends into the Thunderstone gameplay that you're already used to. The other thing they've got is a new spell. It lights the way, but the bad thing about it, you players who don't like to play at all cooperative, is it gives light for the next turn for everybody to go into the dungeon. They all have extra light. So it's sort of a card you don't want to play because you're helping everybody else.
Thunderstone is, as far as deck building games go, it's higher on theme, but I think it's less on mechanics. I really enjoyed the Elite Militia. When you buy this, you're allowed to destroy one of your regular militia, and these have an attack of 2, and they're stronger than the regular militia. So it's a way of upgrading your militia, so it's not as useless. And that works really well with the Highland Officer, which allows you to draw a card for every militia you have revealed when you're in the dungeon, which can be really, really powerful because you start off with 6 militia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the Drill Sergeant I haven't actually played with, but here you can destroy a militia when you're in the dungeon, draw 2 cards and gain 1 experience. So they've really made militia more valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did, which is always very
and better ways to strip them out of your deck too.
Yes.
Sort of a deck building, card drafting game, but with the added twist of monsters in the dungeon that you can go, beat up the monster! Oh! Though it's funny how many times you calculate, hey, yeah, I got this, I got that, okay, I got enough, I got enough light, okay, go there, I attack that guy, wait, I'm 1 short, what the heck? Who's been messing with my cards while I was holding them? And you don't win.
You gotta have a good idea. Take a good look at the cards that are on the table and figure out what combination of cards is going to be good for you throughout the game, and stick with those. And try not to buy too much just because you've got the money. Well, don't go crazy because you're just going to bog down your deck. You're not going to get that combination of cards together that you really want together.
Well, I definitely like a lot of the cards in the Thunderstone's Thornwood Siege, but there are still other cards that I have not yet played with. I definitely like what they've done with the militia, and I think it's a very fine expansion to a deck building game. And I mean, more variety, the longer the life of the game. It's just great. Love expansions. Keep bringing out expansions.
Touching on the theme idea, this is called the Thornwood Siege. One of the heroes is the Thornwood. They're sort of like a elfy kind of nature character that has some really neat powers. And on the other side, from the monsters, are all the things laying siege to the area, sort of like the siege tower, stone pitcher, catapult, the ballista. Right. I really like this one, the Doomsday Bombard. If it breaches and gets to the entrance of the dungeon, it destroys the top 2 cards from each village and hero stack.
That's
pretty nasty.
There's some really
makes
neat
everything
stuff
more
in there.
expensive. If you're having a hard time getting those, even upgrading the first tier or anything like that,
And one thing about this game is it has over other deck building games is it actually has a solo variant. I've never actually tried the solo variant, but there's a solo variant which, if Just play it like a solitary game, which would be kind of cool.
Well, yeah.
This guy's from Noe, I think.
Where are you looking at?
His name.
Oh.
Hi guys, in episode 21 for the
where?
Thunderstone Dragonspire review, I believe it was Chris who said he really enjoyed deck building games. It definitely was. I was curious as to what games you might recommend from that particular genre. I've just found out about the deck building game myself and wanted your thoughts about which ones you really like. You guys are great, and I really enjoy your work and can't see more of it. Can't wait to see more of it. Really, we're blind there.
I can't wait to see more of it.
You watched one episode was Blinded for Life. No!
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, deck
Well,
building
it's up to you then, I guess, to start.
Go ahead.
Dominion, it's the first one and it's the best one. Don't look for theme, but the mechanics and different like every expansion comes out with a different way of doing things. Like Seaside has the duration cards.
They're fun. I like those.
Prosperity has the higher amounts of treasure and victory point cards, and they have a lot of treasure cards that do extra things as well.
You get alchemy.
Alchemy, which adds the potions in. Alchemy is very powerful cards, especially the ones that for the potion cost.
Yeah.
There's just a huge variety in the game, but as far as theme goes, you could place it in the Euro game category because the theme really doesn't matter. But it is a very fun game, and there's a huge variety of cards out for it now that not one game will play the same for you.
Yeah, for strict deck building, I think that's my favorite one too. Like they get the ones where you battle monsters and stuff. I think.
Yes.
Well, Thunderstone's pretty
Thunderstone
cool,
is
but
one. There's another one that Chad introduced you guys to.
Ascension.
Yeah, Ascension's really good. I
Ascension
enjoyed
is
that
good.
one a lot.
Nightfall is a deck building game.
Yep, Nightfall's
But
pretty good. But I like the mechanic in that one.
yeah.
The chaining effect. That
Yeah.
one's really cool.
Yeah, Nightfall is.
I like the effect.
It
I
is
like
a
the
deck
mechanic,
building
but-
game, but it's totally different, and
Yeah.
with the chaining,
Yeah.
and it's a lot more negotiating, like trying to convince someone
Yeah.
to attack your neighbor instead of like, oh,
No,
I've got lots of wounds.
I've got more wounds. Give some to him now.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you gotta even things out. Yeah. Otherwise, he might win.
So it's a bit of a negotiation game
Yeah.
in that sense.
But the chaining effect is really cool. That's my
Um,
favorite part of it. But other than that, it's okay.
We also reviewed Carl of Cthulhu. Hey, Carl!
Yeah.
And there's also the Lord of the Rings cooperative card game. There's a Game of Thrones card game. Basically, go to the Fantasy Flight website and look it up. They got about 15 or 16 deck building games there.
Well, the Call of Cthulhu, I would not put in the same mold as Dominion because Call of Cthulhu,
Yeah.
you build your deck and then you play it.
It's more sort of Magic
Where
the Gathering
Dominion,
style. Yeah,
all the
right.
cards are there and you build your deck as you play.
style. Mhm.
Right.
I like games where you have to build your deck and you see how the decks interact with each
Yeah.
other.
What I like about Dominion is trying to whittle it down.
Like that's one thing
Find
I really
ways to get through your deck.
That's one thing I really liked about Magic the Gathering when I was into that. I like building different theme decks and
So thanks for that email.
yes, that was a good email. As people have known, we already reviewed Thunderstone.
I'll give Thunderstone Dragonspire an 8.
Oh, yeah.
This was another nice addition.
You really need
These,
to whittle your deck down.
experience point tokens rather than the experience points cards they had in the other editions.
I give Thunderstone Dragonspire a 9 out of 10. Very good game. I enjoyed it muchly.
Yeah, but did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed
Well,
the game very much.
You enjoyed it. I know you did.
Oh, I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I could take me a few more.
once
plays,
we
but
finish doing these reviews tonight, we're going to play it again.
Yes,
so
yeah,
obviously we like the game.
I enjoy it. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
I would say it ranks up there with Dominion, and I'm a big fan of Dominion.
I think I still like a little Dominion.
I like the theme. The Dominion, the theme is like non-existent.
I don't know if we need to store this. We'll just have it as a discussion.
Well, it's
Sort
a
of
good
thing.
addition. I enjoy it.
Yeah, but like it's an expansion. We don't really give it a rating. I don't think because
Yeah.
you're rating
I mean,
Thunderstone. We already did.
refer
Well, I
to my
rated
Thunderstone rating. That it just
Battlestar
adds more
Galactica.
variety, which
Yeah, but we talked about them all together. We didn't do one separate. It's just
Put on board game.
yeah.
One small step for man,